Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another social media day, some content, some Facebook training. I have the infamous Dan Rojas to help us out of Orlando. Thank you for coming aboard, my friend. I know you're busy.
My
Thanks.
pleasure. No, this is a lot of fun.
So tell me, what are we doing today, Dan?
So today I'm really excited for Social Media Day. You know, people ask a lot of, they're constantly asking for a lot of tips and tricks, and I think this is the best one. This is the way to organically grow your reach and your target audience. Now, this tactic is typically taught by someone who wants to charge you anywhere between $600 and $2,500 to teach, which is insane to me when you can just do it yourself, right? So this goes out to a lot of people who aren't very social media savvy, for agents just getting into the business, boutique agents, because when you typically start, one of the first things you want to do is you want to build a Facebook page, right? And typically, who's going to be the first few likes, right? It's going to be your close friends and family, right? So your mom, your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, their coworkers, and some agents in your office. But it's not necessarily the audience that you want to reach, right? And people always ask a follow-up question after that when they're creating their business page. They always say something to the tune of, well, you know, do you think I should post on my profile versus my business page? And I'm always like, both. You know, they should be seeing you through and through for brand awareness as who you are. So it really shouldn't matter what you post on either one. Granted, the business one should be a little bit more business-oriented, right? So where does that bring us? That brings us to here, is that how do we go from, you know, you said you had just about 200 likes to 2,000 likes, and it's this process. And this process, I'm going to warn everybody. So I want to be very clear to everybody that's watching right now, is that when you do this process, you can only do it once. You cannot repeat this process ever again. So today, Gary's going to be our guinea pig. He's going to be using his profile to do this, because obviously I've already done this with mine, so I can't repeat this process. Facebook allows this one-time glitch, and it's because a while back, a lot of business entrepreneurs and brand marketers were saying, well, we don't have a retail store, so like we can't, you know, our personal profile was us. If we're selling this, if we're selling that to our family and friends, you know, we're constantly posting. We want to be able to do this on our business page. Facebook used to have a lot stricter standards when it came to promoting businesses on your profile. So they allowed this one-time glitch, and then they actually made it professional. So now they actually allow you to do it. You just have to find the proper way to do it. So let's go ahead and get started on this process by which to clone your page. I know in parts of this process, I'll be saying conversion. You are not converting your profile into a business page. We are cloning it, and we are sucking out all of your friends and turning them into likes. So Gary, if you want to go ahead and share your screen and open up a new tab and go to Google search, and we're going to get this puppy started.
All right.
Awesome. So do me a favor, open up a new tab.
All right.
And you're going to type in Facebook profile to page conversion. And again, I keep saying conversion because that's what we're looking up. Facebook profile to page conversion. But we're not converting. It's going to be a clone. I know a lot of folks get terrified because they're like, well, am I going to lose my personal profile? No, you're not. You still have that.
And there we go.
That one. Boom.
So what am I looking?
Scroll to the top. All right. So you see that first link? It has a lot of pictures. Then it has that first link that says to convert your profile to a Facebook page. Right there where it says, how do I convert my profile to a Facebook page? That's the one you're going to click. 9 times out of 10, that's the only one that's going to come up. In the last 2 years, that's the only one that's come up. So it says, how do I convert my profile to a Facebook page? There used to be a step in between this, but Facebook eliminated it because they understand the need for us to be able to do this process. Now, if you scroll down a little bit, it's going to bring you to a part where it says right there. So it says to convert your profile to a Facebook page. It says go to create a Facebook page based on your profile. So that's what you're going to click. So when you guys, like I said, when you guys want to do this process, watch this video once to understand how we do it. The second time, take notes. And the third time, have a separate tab open so you can follow along with this video. This is a very, very important thing to note because you can only do it once. So go ahead and click on create a Facebook page based on your profile. Now, right here, it's going to say do more with pages. So right there is where it's going to confirm that it's you. Before we click this, I want to notate that you have to do this on a computer that you normally use Facebook on. If you attempt to do this on a computer that you're not regularly using for Facebook, Facebook's going to think that your Facebook account was hacked. Yeah. And they're going to lock you out of the account. I'll tell you, during one of my classes, a broker, actually, he was a sales associate at the time, and he was about to transfer and start his own brokerage. He came in with a laptop that wasn't his, and he tried to do this, and he got locked out of his account for like 4 days. And this was a man that was spending $500 a week on Facebook ads, and everything got shut down. And it was a process. We had to get him out of Facebook jail and out of lockdown. So make sure you guys are using a computer that you constantly use Facebook on. So let's go ahead and click on Get Started. Now, awesome. So it's going to take us to the categories that you want to choose. Now, this is good. I had mentioned this before on my business page. This is actually good for anybody, not just realtors. So agents that are watching, if you're friends with business owners that haven't really maximized their pages, you can actually show them this video as a resource for them too and have them pick the categories. But obviously, we're real estate associates and brokers. So we're going to go ahead and type in real estate into this. And I would say real estate. And it gives you up to 3 categories to pick. So I do real estate services. And then the last one, go ahead and type in real estate one more time and see what pops up.
Commercial?
You could probably say, yeah, I mean, whatever fits your tailored needs, go ahead and pick, because it's all going to be based on you. Mine is a little bit different just because we all have different niches. So once you pick 3, that's all they allow you to pick. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and click the next button. Now, this is the most important part. So right there, it shows how many friends you got. So Gary, how many friends do you have on the left-hand side?
It says 2,785.
Okay, cool. Now, that's automatically what's going to get pulled over for likes, right? So the way this works is the following. It's not an invitation to like this page. What it does is the following. It just sends them a notification saying that Gary started a new page. That is it. That is what everybody that's checkmarked gets. It's really neat because all it does is it just pushes them over to like the page, so they don't get an invitation, they don't get spammed, and you get all of this at once. Now, on the right-hand side, you'll see followers and friend requests. So, Gary, how many do you have there?
194.
Okay, so you are also going to get those 194. I actually ran into an agent once, and she was maxed out on friends. She had 5,000 friends, and she had 4,000 pending followers and friend requests. And I was like, all right, well, 9,000 like page, perfect. So for her, it was fantastic. Now, if for some reason you have somebody that you have a quarrel with on a constant basis on Facebook, like you're constantly battling it out with them on politics or work-wise or money-wise or religion-wise, this is where I would suggest you uncheck these people so that way they don't hop on your Facebook page all the time. This is a great way to start the filter. You already know who they are. They're probably just a handful of people that you disagree with on a regular basis. And I got some friends. I don't do any politic posting. I don't do any religion. I mean, I do my religion posting sometimes, but I don't do any politic talk on my business pages or my profiles just because I don't need the drama from anybody else. I don't need the comments. I don't need the quips. But I do see a lot of agents that go back and forth with other agents on Facebook. So this is where you would probably go and uncheck them. Also, if you have a competing broker or a competing sales associate that you may not want on your page, this is also where you would uncheck them. But the idea is to go ahead and leave as many people checked as possible because of the fact that you want the most brand awareness. You want the most reach. So I would recommend leaving everybody checked unless it's somebody you really quarrel with on a regular basis. So with that being said, let's go ahead and click next. Now, this is a part where you can pull videos, photos, and albums to this new page should you want to. So if Gary wanted to pull all of these posts, you see that most of these are videos from StreamYard from all the videos that you're doing on a regular basis. So if you wanted the page to have some content, you could go ahead and check mark some of these if you wanted to. So Gary's going to go ahead and check some of these just to kind of fill the void, because don't forget, we're about to have a Facebook business page that has over 2,000 likes on it, and it's not going to have any content. And we'll talk about that a little bit more once we get it going. But this would be a great spot that if you have some business posts, to go ahead and check them and be able to transfer them over. Now, I wouldn't do too much. I'd probably just do some videos, some photos here and there. So I'd probably do a few of them at a time, and I'd probably hand select which ones you want to do just to have ready. Also, another thing, while you're in this process, do not click out of this tab because you cannot restart it. So make sure that you If you're opening up new tabs, that's fine, but do not leave this one particular tab.
Okay.
So once you're all set up with that, go ahead and click next. All right, so from here, once you scroll up a little bit more, it's going to show you what you're about to do. So right here, you have 2,785 friends, 0 followers, and 100 and some odd friend requests will be copied to your page. This will tell you roughly what you're expecting, right? So you're expecting 2,785 plus 194 to be copied over into likes. You're transferring over 6 videos. And this is basically like your confirmation page. Imagine this is like the cart right before you're going to check out and you're just confirming everything in your cart. So this is where it is. So this is one thing that you just want to review to make sure you've got all your stuff good. And then you just go ahead and click create page.
Now, where do you have that page name and all that stuff?
So right now what it's going to do is it's going to take the time to go ahead and create this page for you. So some people are going to be faster than others. So it really just depends on how many friend requests you have. So we had that agent that I'm telling you had 5,000 friends and 4,000 pending friend requests and followers. That took about 3 weeks to create, because what Facebook's doing now is the AI bot is going to work. So on the left-hand side, you'll see you got a notification and said like your page is being created or something to that nature. And the cool part is that what it's doing right now is the AI bot in the back end is setting everything up for you. So this is when you have the time to go ahead and tailor the page. This page is not quite live just yet. You'll see it's creating the page and they'll say, we'll get back to you when this is all said and done. So this is where you'll be able to kind of tailor your page. So if you wanted to change because it's going to copy a lot of stuff. So it's going to copy your default from your profile. It's going to copy your Facebook header from your profile. So if for some reason you want it to be different, this is the time where you go ahead and start changing these things. Now you'll see, Gary, it says Gary Etienne page. So this is where you would go ahead and want to change these things. So you want to have it most prepped, because right now it's not visible to the public. So this is where you would go through and update your bio, your about, your services, everything that you want tailored wise on this page is when you would change it now, because what it's doing is it's giving you a little bit of buffer time to go ahead and do that. So go ahead and start updating some of the stuff that you want to update. I don't know if you have a bio that you copy over from different things. This would be the time to where you want to go ahead and go through your Facebook and update it, like your phone number, like your website, like your hours of operation. This is where you would all set it up. So that way, when it hits the public and this page is done being built out for you, you're all set to go. So yeah, place of work, address if you got an office. This is where you want to set up all of that info.
Okay. So this is where, so right now it's not live, right? And
correct.
How you said it takes. This buffer time is what?
Your time should maybe take under 30 minutes, maybe an hour. If it takes a little bit longer, it's because Facebook's processing a lot of these kinds of requests, but it shouldn't take too long. Like I said, the one that was 5,000 friend requests maxed out and 4,000 followers, hers took like about 2-3 weeks for it to actually finalize. So it will notify you once this page is done being created. However, what I would do is I would bookmark this page and then come back to it regularly and check on it until it's finished.
Okay.
And once it's finished, it will actually say like publish to the public on the top where that blue line is.
Okay. Okay.
So where it shows where it's loading, it'll actually say something to the tune of publish.
Okay. All right. Now, everybody always asks me, what's the difference, right? What's the point of having a business page? You know?
Yep.
So, clarify, what's the benefits of like doing it on the business page? So
some of the benefits that are key to this is your analytics, right? So even if you're not paying for ads, even if you're not paying for, boosting posts, your analytics, you'll get to see who you're targeting, who's watching your stuff the most versus your profile, where you won't be able to, kind of follow up on that. So you'll really see what your engagement is, what to tailor, what time to post. So your analytics are kind of like mostly the key thing that you want to see, especially if you're not going to spend any Facebook dollars. However, if you are wanting to spend a little bit of money here and there, say you get a new listing with KV Core, right? With EXP, obviously with KV Core, we have Property Boost. And so if you guys wanted to boost your listings and put them on Facebook, Business pages are the only way you can do that. You cannot advertise from your profile. You can only advertise from a business page. Now, I don't post a lot on my profile. I post like once in a blue moon, and I rely heavily on my business page for everything. It helps get my word out there. I put a lot of ads out there, and honestly, with KB Core, it's fantastic. And so, if you'll look at my page, mine doesn't say like Daniel Rojas Realtor or Daniel Rojas sales agent. Mine just says Dan Rojas. And the reason for that is because that way people look at it like as if it's just me and not like business side of me. So you got to be careful when you're naming these pages. So like I would recommend Gary Etienne, because then people are just going to associate it with your personal profile and they're going to engage with it more. It's kind of like tricking the Facebook AI bot. So, those are some of the major benefits when it comes to using your Facebook profile or business page. And that another reason why is because you can actually schedule out your posts. So Facebook recently made a lot of changes in the algorithms and the settings for Facebook. So from your profile, I believe, and this last time I checked, I couldn't see this, but I believe that from your profile, you can no longer schedule out posts. So if you're trying to schedule out your week of posts, business pages are the only way you can do that now.
Okay. So, when you were saying Gary Etienne, that would be this create page username.
So when you go to create that username, that is actually your URL. So that actual username is going to be your URL specifically for this page. So that'll be facebook.com/whatever you put there. So if it's available and you want to put that there, that is what your URL will become. So that way it's easy to go ahead and copy and paste that and send that out, put it on your, your content cards, website, and a few other places you could automatically go ahead and post that on there. So you can go ahead and pick that, and that's something that you'd be able to kind of keep.
Okay.
Page. That's what friends know. And I know Irina is watching. Irina's question is, I had converted my page when I had 1,000 friends. Now I have over 3,000 friends. Is it possible to convert it again? Unfortunately, Facebook only allows you to do this once. So you cannot do it again. And the reason, I don't know, Facebook just doesn't want people abusing this tool. I wish that were the case. When I did this too, I only had about 2,000 friends, and now I've got well over 3,500. So I would love to be able to do this as well. Unfortunately, you can only do this one time. But you can merge pages. So if you have a separate page, we'll do another talk about that on how to merge pages, because Gary has another page with 200 likes, and we don't want to lose A, the content he's posted on there, and B, the likes he has on there. So we want to make sure that we merge it. So we'll do that another day, because that does take some time, and that takes Facebook approval. If you want to try and merge this on your own, I would highly recommend YouTubing some instructional videos.
Okay.
To make sure that you don't lose the page, or just wait until we do this in a few weeks, because when you request the merge, you're asking one page to be merged into the other. If you do it the wrong way, you could potentially lose all the new likes that you just got, and you could be keeping the likes from the old one. So this whole thing could be for naught, and then you lose that opportunity of this one-time feature.
Yeah. So I would wait.
I would wait. It's very, very strategic. Even I kind of like sit there and walk a lot of people through it just because it's difficult. Vincent had a question. What's up, Ku York? He said, do you only have that one opportunity to have the selected content moved over? Yes, that is the only time you can do that. That is the only time you can select videos and photos. It's unfortunate that we can't select specific posts to move them over, but yes, that is the only time. So what I always recommend to folks is while you guys are doing this process and you're updating all the info, like on the page that Gary's on now, what I would do is I would go in and make some posts, and then you can post date them. So if you make a post, you can actually select the day that you want it to say that it was posted on. So what I would do is I would go through KV Core, go through your memes, and post a lot of stuff and backdate it all. So that way, when people land on your page, they can scroll through a little while and see that you're posting a lot of stuff. Because obviously you don't want them to land on a blank page and be like, okay, Gary just made this, like, there's nothing here, uncheck the like box. You want to be able to give them content. Diana, she asked, can you change the username? Yes, you can change the username right off the bat. However, if you change it once, I'm not sure what Facebook's new rules are. It used to be that you couldn't change usernames every 30 days. It might be now every 7 days. I'm not sure how often you can change it or if you're allowed to change it. So you should be allowed to change it, though. I'm sorry. You should be allowed to change it. And I would go over some of the rules when it comes to the guidelines for changing a username. If you guys go on that link that Gary just showed, you'll be able to do it from there.
Yeah, great.
And you can do this if you already have an existing page. You just can't do this if you have already done this process once before. And again, we'll teach everyone how to merge this later down the road. So hopefully that answers everyone's questions. I'll try and go back through and
with
I'll try and answer this.
The merging has like my 200 I had over there, and these new ones. Does it duplicate? Would it, double dip, or would it,
No, if one person likes both pages, then it's just going to go ahead and void that out. It'll just keep one. It's not going to duplicate it by any means. So
that page get deleted when it get merged, or?
Yes, it gets sucked into basically this page. So it'll get wiped clean. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
it won't exist.
I don't have to maintain both pages.
Correct.
Another work, right?
Yep.
Let me see if I see any questions on my end as well.
Somebody had said, does this affect your current Facebook business page? It does not. It does not affect it until you decide to merge it. Once you merge the pages, then yes, whichever page you're pulling will disappear. And again, be very careful with that. I would wait until we do this step-by-step process later down the road, so that way you don't delete the wrong one. It will suck all the info out. It'll even ask you which info you want to keep, and it'll be the one from the previous one, because if you have any reviews, if you have any comments, if you have any good posts, you want to pull those all over. So you got to be real careful with which one you're merging into which one. But you can go ahead and it won't affect your page. You can go ahead and do this right away.
Okay. I think so. After this is all said and done, right? I know we were talking about posts and stuff like that, and boosting, and we'll probably do another thing about boosting and everything else. But do you do a lot of boosting, or do you do a lot of?
So I do a lot of organic stuff. I do a healthy mix of things. I do video content is huge. What you need to realize is that you don't need to spend a lot of money to get a lot of engagement, but Facebook is tightening up its algorithms on a daily basis. You're not considered a client unless you're paying for it, right? And so that's how Facebook treats business pages. So keep in mind that if you really, really want to get a lot of traction, a lot of attention, you might have to spend a little money here and there. $5 goes a long way with boosting a property or something that you want to catch everyone's attention to. So keep that in mind when it comes to reach. But if you just start doing stuff that is eye-catching, people are going to drive to your page anyways, right? So if you're posting a funny skit video, it's going to get put in front of more people. And the reason being is that video content is kind of driving social media across all platforms, across LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, especially TikTok, obviously, because it's only video. So video is driving a lot of that social media content forward right now. And also, when people are scrolling through their newsfeed and they see that post pop up in their newsfeed and it's a video, they tend to stay on that post longer. And then Facebook deems them like someone who's really going to follow you, right? So it's going to start giving them more content from your page because they're spending more time on your posts. So if you're going to post a photo, make sure if it's just going to be one and it's a meme, that's cool. But if you've got like a new property, a new listing, or something you want people to check out, see if you can do a few photos. I know a lot of people are doing new headshots and new photo shoots, so they're posting several photos. What it does is it causes that person, that Facebook user, to scroll through those photos more and spend more time on that same post. So you got to realize that Facebook's algorithms nowadays are so tailored to how much time they're spending on your posts. Now, I've heard, and I don't know how true this is, that Facebook also can tell how long it takes you to write a post, right? So the longer it takes to write a post, Facebook thinks that you're spending a lot of time and effort into building this post. So it's going to give you a higher rank algorithm. Now, I'll give you guys a quick secret. So I don't know if Gary, if you've ever seen this, but I use this text, I guess you would call it a text alterer. Basically, I don't know if you've seen those posts where sometimes the letters are bold or they're in bubbles or all that stuff. So what I tend to do is I spend a little bit more time on my Facebook post and I bold certain words, right? And the way you do that is actually if you open up a new tab, so we can show them this. So this is kind of like a bonus. If you go to fancytextguru.com.
Fancy?
Textguru.com. Yeah, all one word. There you go. And if you click on that one, now this is how I do it. You can do this on the phone, on the go. You can do this when you're sitting in front of your computer. At the bottom, it'll say your text here. So all you got to do is just type out what you want to change, and it will automatically pull it up in all those different fonts. So all you have to do is scroll through and pick which one you want, hover over it with the mouse and click on it. When you click on the one you want, it should automatically copy. If it doesn't, you can obviously do Control-C or Control-C.
Yep.
And then you can go ahead and paste it back in Facebook. So I would open up like a new post, and you can actually open up a new post here and kind of post it and see how it looks.
I can't post yet, right, on this one?
You should be able to open up the See More tab on the left-hand side, right below Services and Reviews. If you click Home, it should take you to where you can post.
Okay.
So there you go. You can either click Home or Posts. Boom. All right, so if you scroll up a little bit and you just start typing away like you normally would, just Control-P or Control-V, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Boom. There it is, and it'll show you what it looks like. So that's pretty neat. So when you do these kinds of things in a post, you see how that takes longer. So typically what I do is I open up the post box first, and then I type out what I want. And then what I do is I pick out specific words or phrases, and then I go to fancytextguru.com, and I go ahead and I copy and paste it from there. Facebook deems that you've spent some extra time on that, so they want to put yours in front of other people because of that. So, but also be careful, if you get too wordy on your posts, people tend to scroll past it. You got to be able to catch people's attention within 3 seconds or less. Irina also asked, is it possible to mass invite everyone to like my page? Yes. Facebook used to have limitations on how many invites you can send to like your page. I don't know if they still have those limitations in place. Just know that, between the two of these, and I know you've probably already done this, which is why you're asking this, but between the two of these, this process works better than inviting everyone because this is a push, not an invite. So if you were to go to like a normal page, yes, you can go to invite, and it'll let you select groups, it'll let you select people, and you can invite them all. But estimate that you're going to get less than 18% return on those invites. There are better options now to like invite people to do these things. Stay on this page. There are ways to get better return rates on invites, and one of those is by sending it through Facebook Messenger, like personalized messages. Hey, so and so, I'm inviting you to like my new business page because I'm reformatting my social media. Would love a like from you. Something to that tune would go ahead and help you out a lot further than just sending them an invite. But yes, you can do that. I think you can do 100 to 150 at a time. I know that it limits you per day on how many you're actually allowed to do. So just keep that in mind as well.
Okay. I think what else? What else should so next time we're really going to go over how to merge these pages, right? We're going to merge these pages, and what else is good that they should be doing on these business pages?
Putting as much info as possible. I think the biggest thing I see when the biggest mistake I see with agents is that they put their specific hours, right? So, I mean, that's okay to go ahead and set boundaries. I'm not saying that, everybody has to work 24/7. But what I would recommend is the following, is that if you show the public that you're only open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, then assume that they're also not going to call you anytime outside of that, and they're going to go to the next agent. So as an agent, hours are the most important thing, because I had a friend of mine that I grew up with out of South Florida, and we battled on this one topic because I went to his Facebook page after he did this process, and he's like, "What do you recommend?" And I was like, "I mean, are you getting any phone calls after 5 p.m. or the weekends?" He's like, "No, it's the strangest thing ever." And I was like, "It's because of your hours on Facebook." And he's like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, because look, man, I didn't know you only work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday." I was like, "Do you not do open houses on the weekends? Do you not do showings on the weekends?" He's like, "Oh, of course I do all that stuff, but I have to set boundaries." I was like, "Okay, so set the boundaries when they reach out to you."
Yeah.
I was like, "You still got to get them to you. So make sure I have mine set to always open. If somebody sends me a message at 1 a.m. and I'm sleeping, guess what? I'm sleeping. I'll get to them at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. whenever I get to them in the morning. That doesn't mean you have to answer right away. Set the boundaries afterwards. Be like, hey, I was sleeping. By the way, I'm typically up to like midnight, but I get up at like 7 a.m. So expect responses at like 8 a.m. But set that boundary after you already have that lead engaged versus deterring them off the bat and sending them to another agent because they think that you're not a full-time agent. That tells them that you're only 40 hours a week and that's it, and anything extra is not going to happen. And there are some agents like that, and there's nothing wrong with it if that's how they choose to run their business. I personally don't. I want as many as I can, and if I get overwhelmed, then that's when I pass it off to one of my agents and we do a referral. So that's the biggest mistake I see on Facebook business pages is not having always open for your hours. Apart from that, make sure that you're constantly posting a mix of healthy photos and videos, and not business all the time. You want your crowd and audience engaging with you. You don't want them just to eat your content because they're going to get bored of it. You got to ask them entertaining questions like, what did we learn during this quarantine about our house? I posted that one this morning. I stole it from Todd Schroth. And I've already got people that says, I just need some cleaning to do. Other persons are like, we're getting a pool, or, oh, we need to sell. Oh, really? That's interesting. You need to sell. So that's the kind of engaging content that you need to post, and post cleverly. When you post KV Core links of listings on these business pages, do not, I repeat, do not type, click here for more info. That is a big no-no. No one's going to click your stuff. You need to post that link and delete the link and just leave the preview up of the beautiful home or unit or property that's there, and type something to the tune of like, man, I want this kitchen so bad, and put like an emoji with it. People love emojis. They eat them up. That's going to get them to click the link and look through the photos to get to the kitchen so that you can capture their lead info. That's how you engage somebody. That's how you get their attention, because if you're just posting this content and saying, click here, then you might as well not even post it, to be quite honest. Also, when running ads, I see a lot of people that pay a lot of social media marketers for ads and to run them, and they don't know what they're doing. And it happens at least once a week. I'll be scrolling, and it's like, man, I wish I had a sample screenshot of it, but it's just like half of their headshot. Their head isn't even in the photo, and it says like, I'm a local expert. Why would anybody want to click that link? And it's funny because it'll always have like 2 or 3 likes, and then I'll follow those likes back, and it's like their mom, their dad, and their brother. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. You just spent a lot of money on a poorly put together Facebook ad. Now, what I would do is I would do stuff like, we used to run a lot of ads, and we still run a lot of ads. Now we're just shifting our focus to Facebook Marketplace. But when we do ads, we do things like, follow here or click here for a free list of homes under 250 or pool homes under 300. And that way you've got a demographic. And then that way Facebook can help push it in front of the right people. That still gets a lot of traction. But when you just post your face and you're like, I'm a local realtor here to help, or it doesn't even say anything, it just has your face and the page and there's no words, no one's going to click that. So that's my 2 cents on that one.
So a lot of people, instead of boosting a particular comment or particular post, should they boost their whole page instead to bring people to the page?
I wouldn't. I would
just particular.
I would if I had a new listing, I would boost that listing. I'd spend like $20 to $60 for 5 days and boost it, because you're gonna get a lot of leads that way. Now, what we're doing is we're actually shifting our posts a little bit differently now. So whenever we get new listings now, we go and put it up on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if we talked about this last time, did we?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
We probably could go in depth next time. But I do Marketplace a lot and getting a lot of leads, buyer leads from that.
Yep. So what we do is we just post it from our business page. So, when you go to post on Facebook Marketplace, it has the option to either do it from your profile or your business page. So we do it from the business page, and that way everything gets filtered through there, and it kind of pushes all the content through there. So that way it's more business oriented than not. So that would be my 2 cents on that one.
Okay. Yeah, that's really good. Thank you, everybody. Any other questions you see in the comments? I don't see any more.
I haven't seen any more, and I haven't seen any more pop up.
Okay, good. So basically, I think when you're about to do this, make sure you have all your content ready, that you want to fill. Basically, your bio, your services, your names, different options, because while it's going, and it's still going on my page, which Now I just got to you want to fill these in as soon as you can. Don't leave it to later because you're going to miss something. Have your websites ready, your links ready, all those things that you want to merge into one, right? Because after it's up, it's up. It's live, and everybody gets to see everything. So you want to be, when you open your doors, you want to be prepared, right? You don't want to open a store that's half empty, right? So think of it as your store, have it prepared, have it ready, have it good to go. So first impressions are everything. Right?
Always.
We don't want people to unlike after you get all these people on your page getting off, right?
And you'll notice, you'll really notice if you're posting like poorly worded or not so engaging content, because if you jump on and you've got 2,000 likes and then suddenly you've got like 1,900 and you lost 100 likes, expect that to be because of the posts that you made. So keep that in mind, is that you got to post fun stuff. People are over the whole marketing of the past, the whole click here to be entered into a raffle for $25. That doesn't exist anymore. You might, you're going to get, for sure, you're going to have to spend the $25 on a gift card, but you're going to get like 2 people, you're going to get 3 people. Walmart, that was huge when Walmart was first jumping into the social media scene. They were giving away $100 to $500 gift certificates at the very beginning and to gain all their likes. Facebook did away with that because what it does is, instead of you spending money with Facebook advertising to gain more likes, you're just giving away product from somewhere else, or you're spending money somewhere else. Facebook's AI is against that because it doesn't generate any money for Facebook. So of course they're going to say, yeah, we're going to downrank that, and we're not going to put that in front of as many eyeballs because they're not spending any money with us. So,
okay, I think we covered. So if you're not free, maybe next week we could do the merger and maybe some market center.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
That stuff.
Yeah, right. And we can go over that next week. I know somebody just posted. Can you briefly go over how to merge your Facebook business page with your IG page? We'll do that next week. It's a simple few clicks, but we'll go over that next week as well with a few other things. So we'll touch base on that because we'll have to make a list of these things. So for those of you that want to see more content on like specific questions now moving forward, shoot Gary a message or write it on this comment thread. We'll keep a tab of it so that way we can prepare ourselves for next week and give you the content as we go. And that way you guys can go ahead and do that. Make sure you guys share this because this is a lot of stuff that people charge you money for, and we're giving it to you for free. I never understood why people paid anywhere between $600 and $2,500 for this. Right. And all I did was I took a chance and I did it myself and I Googled it myself, and I could have totally botched this. And so I've learned some lessons through this, but I'm more than happy to teach this over and over again with everybody because this is something that I think you shouldn't be paying for. This is something that I think that you guys just should be taking advantage of and should get for free. I mean, Facebook's free, so there's no reason to kind of maximize that.
Thank you again, Dan. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming in. I do appreciate it. I know you're busy out there trying to. The market's a little different. We'll even talk about that next week a little bit.
Oh yeah,
we have a lot of New Yorkers that always sending people to Florida. Send them over to Dan. He's a great guy.
For sure.
So definitely reach out to him as well. All right.
Appreciate the plug, Gary. All right. I'll see you next week. Take care.